How dark is this, right? Okay. Hello everybody, and sorry for the lighting real quick, just need to mention it is like really cloudy outside and this was the only time I could actually film because I can only film when no one's home and it's getting lighter. The sun's coming out. For fuck's sake! Jesus Christ, enough! And welcome to my February TBR. In February, I kind of have no life because I have so many things for school, like SAC-wise and exam-wise. I try and get reading in, but normally it doesn't really work out in my favour. Last February I only read 3 books. One of them did take me like 3 weeks to read though, so there was that. But here I'm really trying. I chucked in a few like fun, easy reads just to kind of get me going on a happy reading month. So here goes. The first book I have here is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and actually this is signed. I went to the launch party at the start, end of October, whenever it was, October 23rd I'm pretty sure it was a Friday, and I went and I do know the authors. I have met them plenty of times before, but I went there and I was the only one with the US hardback, so I was straight on that radar. Basically, Illuminae follows 2 people, a girl named Katie and a guy named Ezra, and one morning they break up, and that afternoon their planet is invaded and most likely destroyed. So Ezra and Katie are thrust onto these decrepit spaceships trying to get to a space station on the other side of the universe when there's an evil AI and a plague and everything is going to shit. And this whole book is told in like instant messages and pictures and chats and like transcripts for conversations and like security footage and emails, and it's so interesting. Like, how pretty is this? Like, come on. Wow. I'm actually halfway through reading. I'm always halfway through reading. I'm around there. I really want to finish this by this weekend. It is currently a Wednesday as I'm filming this, so hopefully I will finish it. If I could get this far in like 3 days, 2.5 days, I can definitely finish it. So I'm really hoping to finish it so I can then move on to, drumroll please, Saga Volumes 1 and 2 by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I bought Saga earlier this year and I was really interested ever since like last year. I've been very interested to read it, and I quickly like skim read just a few panels just to see how the story was, and other than it being really freaking hilarious, it also told me that I needed to buy the next volume. So I bought volume 2 and it arrived in the mail yesterday. And wait a minute, sneak preview for my February book haul. Saga Volume 2 is there. But I really cannot wait to read these, and they're fairly small, as comics normally are, and these should be very easy to just breeze by, and I really cannot wait. The next book I have here is Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. This arrived today, so I actually should have unboxed it in front of the camera, but I didn't for no particular reason. This is the novella bind-up for the Lunar Chronicles. It has all the novellas that she released on Wattpad previously, and 5 new short stories, including a Cress backstory and a Winter prologue and a Scarlet prologue and an ending, like an epilogue to Winter, in which 2 characters get married, and I cannot wait to read this. I did, as soon as I got the package, I opened it to see which 2 characters were getting married, and I can say I'm kind of disappointed, but I do love the 2 characters that do end up getting married, and the ending was so cute. So I cannot wait to read this. The next book I want to read may not actually happen, but I'm hoping. I'm putting it on here just in case to like motivate myself, and that is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This will actually be a reread for me. I read it for the first time last year. It was also a pre-order. So funnily enough, I pre-ordered the second book, but I'm, yes, indeed, reading this in prep for the second book. I really enjoyed Red Queen. I mean, it wasn't the most original story, but it was so interesting just to see these characters and this world and these powers, and now that I know that this is set thousands of years in the future rather than in a like fantasy-esque past, I have fallen more in love with it. I really cannot wait to read Glass Sword, which is the next book that I'm reading. So Glass Sword, it's the next book in this February TBR. I'm very excited. It should be coming in the mail, and it should be a signed version, but I don't trust internet when they're just like, hey, have a signed version. So I'm like, okay, sure, I'll have a version that says signed but isn't actually signed. The next book I want to read is Starflight by Melissa Landers. This book has actually been released in the States, and if I had ordered it from the book depository and like pre-ordered it as I was supposed to, it would have arrived by now, but I actually pre-ordered it via an Australian website because it was like 20 cents cheaper. That is how desperate I am for cash. I use booko.com. It actually shows you where you can get like cheaper books online. No, I've not been endorsed by Booko. I just really love Booko. But Starflight follows a girl named Solara, and she really needs to get to the outer realms. And to do that, she has to become an indentured servant to the people traveling there. But amongst having felony tattoos on her knuckles, she really can't get a job when Doran comes along, and Doran was actually the guy who made her life miserable in high school. But in a twist of fate, Doran is actually framed for a crime down on Earth. I think it's Earth. I'm pretty sure it's Earth. I'm pretty sure Goodreads told me it was Earth. And Solara and Doran must go to a mysterious planet to find a key that could clear his name. I have wanted to read this since Melissa Landers announced it. I have read Alienated by her. I have not yet read Invaded because I do not own it, and it's like $25, so I'm just like, nah, not yet. But this premise sounds so interesting, and so far, people have enjoyed it, so I'm fairly excited to read this. The next book I want to read is The Royal Marriage Market by Heather Lyons, and this follows a fantasy world. I'm thinking it's fantasy. It might not be because it mentions California in there, so maybe it's like a kind of futuristic fantasy-esque selection era where they change the name of everything, and it's still America. It's still America. You can lie to us, it's still America. So every 10 years, the royals gather together and they talk alliances and trading and, yeah, arranged marriages. And Princess Elsa thinks this is absolutely archaic. She knows what's best for her country, and when she assumes the throne, she does not want to be in any relationship, let alone marriage. But then she meets Christian, whose views are exactly the same as her own, and they hit it off and become fast friends when suddenly Christian finds that he's falling for her, and this goes against their rule of no marriage. And also, even though they're royals, they can't really get together. There is a reason. It says it like I'm pretty sure they're arranged, like they're like engaged to other people. I'm not sure. I do actually have this on ebook, and I really cannot wait to read it. I have been fairly obsessed with the royal relationship genre, as I have dubbed it, ever since I read The Heir and the Spare by Emily Albright. I love relationships with royals. I don't know why. I'm just so interested in royal families. I have no like idea why I'm so obsessed with royal families. If they're Russian, if they're English, if they're probably like neo-American. I don't know, but I am so excited to read this. So that was all I had for you. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that you have a great day, afternoon, night. It's 5:10. And I will hopefully have another video up for you soon, because they take like a whole day to upload to YouTube. Bye!